And we're going to do something we call Tell Us Something You Don't Know. And Brian is at the vanguard, at the absolute forefront of this, because he's all around town and hears everything that's going on. So, Bristle, these are just little trinkets.
Yeah, just
no
stuff,
one else will hear.
Yeah, no one else knows about, and boys have all got one each. So I'll fire first. I just want to introduce you to the cast of this very unsavoury stoush that has taken place in recent weeks. First of all, there was a super-duper, a relatively recently retired football star hero. Also, there was one of the biggest media dudes currently operating involved in this. It happened at one of Victoria's best golf courses. The fourth ingredient, a ripper bloke, big businessman, former club boss of a club, obviously, fairly recently. The super-duper footballer invited the big media operator to play golf at an exclusive private golf club. Now, once the ripper big businessman heard that the big media operator was on his land and playing golf on his golf course, a major removal incident took place where the big knob media identity was told that he was not welcome on the big businessman's land.
Ooh.
There was, I believe, an incident. The super-duper recent footy star was caught unaware that his invitational guest, big media operator, was simply not welcome at this rather swanky setup.
Ooh.
He was told never ever to come back again.
Would that make the media?
This hasn't made the media, Bill. This is why it's called Tell Me Something Don't Know. But this happened
extraordinary.
recently. It's extraordinary,
I think
involving
you should put
some
names to the
Yeah.
cast.
Can you put any names?
You need to put names to the cast. Otherwise, it's just one of those articles that appears in certain publications
Yeah,
where
right.
who said what. And no, give us some names, BT.
So that's it. So,
Brian? To the names.
No, BT,
out at,
please.
JP's
I love
golf
it.
course.
Let's at least narrow it down a little bit. Which publication?
I'll give you 2 questions to ask me.
Right, okay.
That's it.
All right. Who was the big media proprietor?
He was one of the biggest in town.
And which organisation did the media person work for?
One of the biggest in town.
Where was the golf course? Is it down towards the water, or are we
No.
talking inland?
We're talking north.
Is the person who was aggrieved leave this AFL system with a little bit of controversy?
Possibly.
Was the
That's it. No more.
was the super duper player really, really courageous?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
He was.
I reckon he was, yeah.
It's me or...
Anyway, move on. All right. Tell me something we don't know. What do you
All right,
Billy?
I'll quickly
okay.
give you one.
No,
Well, I tell you what, this is a situation. This is becoming a little bit of a habit for this particular person,
Ooh.
because I have on good authority that in the wee hours, I'm talking really early hours, in the last week or so, boys, and I don't know exactly what day it was, but really early. I mean, kangaroos are just sort of starting to get home, and I'm not talking about Mick Martin and myself.
geez, yeah.
I'm talking really wee hours. The roads are slippery, very foggy, very hard to see, and
Yeah.
this particular person was, driving along and, just doing his own thing, and a car that was in front of him, Bill, spun out of control, spun 360 style 5 or 6 times.
Dangerous.
Didn't flip. Went into a ditch.
Yeah.
So this person obviously saw all this unfold right in front of him, very foggy. So the car was actually quite close. In actual fact, he probably could have been booked for tailgating, but he should have been back a little bit. But this car just spun, lost complete
You taking
control.
storytelling lessons from BT?
Into the ditch.
Yeah.
So he got out, went down. There was a young lady in the car and pulled her from the car, and lucky enough, there was no injuries, so she was absolutely fine.
Yep.
There was no laws broken or anything like that. She just simply, on a slippery road, foggy conditions, lost control of the car, but went into a ditch, and this particular person pulled her out.
Saved her life.
Sounds like a nice guy.
And none other than our very own BT.
Bristle! Never listen to it.
By the way, Duck, I was walking, not driving.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
Still
yes.
did the right thing, Brian.
You're prone to add a bit of mayo onto things.
Something I don't... I'll tell you that you don't know, whatever it is. The media person Brian was talking about writes for the Herald Sun.
Oh, no.
No,
I didn't say that.
No, I said it. Also, what I'm hearing down in the
Player was from the
this
Kangaroo.
will happen, okay? Etihad, where we are now, Going to have a name change.
Oh, no.
And it might be cartoon. I can't say
You
too
can't
much.
say too much, Bill. You are a fully fledged idiot.
I can't say too much.
Well, you can't or won't.
It'll be big. It'll be big. And it'll be marvellous.
Oh, no.
You may not have been around last week, Bill, even though you were in person.
Yeah. Bill, what were you doing in Adelaide, please? Just last night, by the way. What were you over there doing?
Old mate's crook, so we had to do a function for him.
Did you?
At a soccer club, yeah.
Soccer club. Yep.
And just,
He's got an
fell
old
ill.
mate at a soccer club, have you?
Yeah.
Over there.
Georgie's Thermogatus.
You flew to Adelaide,
Yes.
drove half an hour north
Yes.
to speak at a soccer club. Bill, where's your life at?
Yeah, the worst thing was they're all soccers, but they didn't know who I was.
Where are we at, Bill?
And then I tried to pull out a couple of the onion bag at the back of the net.
No,
Where the
didn't-
spiders live, that's where I curl the ball. Nothing. Started telling the rubber band story. They disinterested, so I stopped it. That was a disgrace. It was a bad night.
Is that the first time the rubber band story ever has been cut off halfway through?
Yes, it is. I was with Doug Hawkins, thank God.
Was there a soccer player you could attach
Yeah.
the rubber band story to?
No, I don't know any.
Timmy Cale.
Timmy
Yeah.
Cale or
Maradona.
Harry Kuehl or someone like that?
Well, I couldn't think on my feet anyone.
Because Lloydie's inserted a couple of Essendon players into
Oh,
the
I
band
know.
story.
Lordy's pinched that. There you come on, Dame. Give
I'll
us
tell you where I was during the week was at a funeral for Tony Beers
Yes.
out northern suburbs, which is fantastic. And I ran into the great Tony Shaw,
Yeah.
and he's not happy with you. Yeah, Bill,
What?
quite rightly, because you just openly thumped his story.
So you reckon Tony Shaw he made it up?
Yeah, I reckon
He's not
it
that
was
clever.
Oh.
He is not that clever to make up the rubber band story. Is he, Brian? You know him.
I can't remember where I heard it, but I think it was at Collingwood.
Brill, he is not quite happily not happy with you. It sits comfortably with him that he's filthy, that you've thumped his story.
David Evans involved too.
Anyway,
Oh.
JB, you got one for us?
Really?
No.
No.
Only that I ran into Shorey, and
Yeah.
he is absolutely headless, and so he
Damo?
bloody should be.
Oh,
That's
Damo's my
plagiarism.
Damo.
And David Evans was involved in BT story.
No names in my story.
yeah.
Damo, we've just got to, for people who don't know what this whole thing's about, and I must admit I am one of them,
Yep.
explain what has happened with the Melbourne Footy Club during the week.
Oh, I loved it. Footy clubs and Melbourne in particular tell us they don't listen to outside noise, don't like outside noise. Simon Goodwin here at his press conference yesterday said as much yesterday, Jim, and in so doing introduced a new word to the footy vernacular.
Internally, it's Fugazzi, which means it's noise. Fugazzi, it's woozy, it's wazi.
Okay, now for those who
Yes,
don't know,
what is
it's
that?
been in a couple of movies, BT and Jim,
Yes.
Bill and Doug, and most recently in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, I see.
It's all a Fugazzi. You know what a Fugazzi is?
No, Fugazi. It's fake.
Yeah, Fugazzi. It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a...
Whoa.
So there it is.
Here we go.
There it is.
Freeze MND, a great story to kick it off. Absolutely brilliant. All 18 coaches are going to slide on the day. It's fantastic.
And I reckon Goody would be dieting already because
Vain man.
Is he really?
Well,
Yes. Vain man.
Bucks is in pretty good
Bucks
nick.
is still pretty
He's
vain as well.
ripped.
Is
and,
Stewie Jew doing?
Oh, come on, Bill.
oh,
Come on, Bill.
come on, Bill.
Well, every coach is doing it, Bill.
Any mirrors at your joint, Bill?
No. You know I took them all out. I took them all out for good reason.
Have a look at him, will you?
Well, but I'd like to see Stuart.
He'll be doing it, Bill.
I know.